But Vinny, why are you being so mean to the Riddlers? Dude, we have 17 ETFs waiting approval. They bought Hidden Road. They teabagged Circle. RLUSD was approved by the New York Finance Department, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the Federal Reserve, the SEC, the CFTC has revoked a slew of guidances that all pertain to all around blockchain, Ripple, and RLUSD. They bankrolled the crypto ball by the tune of $5 million. Brad was part of the crypto summit and still is. He was seated at the head table. They had dinner with the guy, and they, of course, Brad, they got the freaking Trump pick along with, Stuart Alderati. And then, they have the strategic stockpile, which, by the way, that stockpile and the way that executive order was written, the SEC fine, which, oh, by the way, the SEC case is freaking winding down, and, they abandoned their appeals, and now it's just, finishing up the last little bit, and they can pay that fine, that $50 million in XRP, because that's how the executive order was written. They could take it for as part of a judgment. The DOJ clarified that it's not a security. Ripple's holdings gained $125 billion in value since the election. This is why I don't care about riddles. And I think that it is an op that has been launched against this tech and this company in order to discredit us, in order for all of us to make us look like we're retarded, that we're talking about silver bears and knights and stuff, and it's just dumb. Instead of using that time to educate people, because even though the Genius Bill got voted down, the Stablecoin Act is still in motion, along with FIT 21 and other market structure bills, and they could all be put together at the end of it and tacked on to, a must-pass piece of legislation, such as the budget, which, the budget fight's coming in September. So no, I don't care about these damn people, these riddlers, because the time is running out for people to understand what this technology is before it's actually deployed. Because after the laws, the people with licenses can then use it for its purpose, which is transmitting value as a means of exchange. And this is not even touching on the geopolitical element of this, creating a decentralized reserve, and all the litany of things I've all talked about in my prior videos. And I care enough about other people to not have this deference to whatever the community is. Oh, it's a fun way to pass the time. It's all this. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. It's just BS. And normal people of, the boomer age or whatever else, like, they're going to look at that stuff and be like, and just dismiss it. Just dismiss it. It would be an act of service to the country, to humanity, if you guys just put that stuff down until the laws are passed, so we can educate as much people about this tech and about this company and about what's going on, because like I've been saying, the BRICS have had it. They're trying to find a way to settle in their own currencies. And we see all the tariff stuff that's happening, and the reordering of trade, and the getting back of strategic minerals, Greenland, the strategic trade lanes with the Panama Canal. We see all this stuff happening, and it's precisely what Bessett said, that we're heading towards a new Bretton Woods upon how we are going to transact into the future. And it links all back to this. And what do we know, too? That the gold flew back. Now, with the gold flying back and all these minerals and all this stuff, and Doge cleaning up the government and updating systems and everything, it's cutting down government to a form that can be extrapolated out, because we have this debt that's based on fraud that if you know anything about Trump, he uses the threat of bankruptcy in order to negotiate debt down. And we don't owe this money. It was stolen from us. by these corrupt people, these evil people that tried to destroy our nation and indeed the world. We see all these things happening, and there's leverages of power that go on. And I had to make a freaking list. This is the first time I've ever had to make a list for a video about all the big things that have been happening. You don't need riddles to get people interested in this stuff. Just give them the facts and tell them what the hell is going on. Riddle faggotry is banned.